everybody! Welcome back to the Wild Beyond the Witchlight! I'm your whimsical, that's the word that I use. I was gonna use wonderful, but I'm like, that's not right.
Yeah, that would be
DM.
completely wrong, God.
I'd be completely wrong. I'm your whimsical DM, Victoria, and we're gonna do some stuff tonight. We're gonna roll some dice, and we're gonna play D&D. But before we do that, we are gonna do announcements and then a recap. So, I'm going to pass it over to our resident announcer, videoer, Kristy, to do the thing.
Good evening, and welcome to the show. Now, here's a word from our sponsors. Little Dragon Core is a Canadian-based dice company that supplies all kinds of cool tabletop gear. I mean, look at all these pretty dicey boys. Head on over to littledragoncorp.com and enter the coupon code BONUS for 15% off your order. That's BONUS. Cardboard Castle Games is a brick-and-mortar game store local to Evans, Georgia. They have a wide selection of tabletop gaming and other cool games like Magic the Gathering, Pokemon cards, and even Yu-Gi-Oh! You can visit them in-store and let them know that we sent you, or you can go visit their website at cardboardcastlegames.com. Also, big thanks to Syrinscape for the amazing atmospheric sounds and music. You can add these sounds and more to your game when you download the Syrinscape desktop or mobile app. The app is free and comes with 20 sound sets that are included to get you started. You don't even need to register. Go to Syrinscape.com to find out more. Thanks as well to Adrian Von Ziegler for providing some additional music that we use here on Thursday nights. He's a talented composer with great content usage rights, so go check out his YouTube and Patreon and support him if you can. Please check out our other games. We stream almost every day here at Probo. We have games for several of the major published 5e modules, as well as homebrew games, and some of our games feature systems other than 5e, like Star Wars, Power Rangers, and Alien. Come watch all of our VODs over on our YouTube. You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Don't forget, you can also support the channel by following, by subscribing, remembering to click the bell notification so you never miss another live stream, using channel emotes, and if you're an Amazon Prime user, you get a free subscription to Twitch every month. Thanks again to all of our sponsors for supporting Proficiency Bonus. And now, back to the show.
Thanks, Kristy, for all of the time and effort put into making our announcement reel so awesome. I appreciate you.
Hey.
Also, the intro video, Kristy does that, you guys, and she works really hard on them and makes really cool updates. Sorry if there's a loud noise. I was slamming my water bottle lid against the desk, and I will not be shamed for it.
Okay. Good for you.
Sometimes you gotta stim,
Yeah.
and sometimes you just gotta do it in a weird way. And you know what? This water bottle lid, it's got this like thicky metal handle, and it's like very nice to swing around. But enough of that. We're gonna swing around a recap from Ink. Take it away.
I give that segue a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I know that one wasn't very good. They can't all be winners.
It was mid. It was good.
7 out of 10 isn't bad.
Yeah. It's above average.
Yeah, 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 is good.
It's not great.
Well, thankfully, I wished very hard for knowing what happened last time on Wild Beyond the Witchlight. The party has made their way into Briganock Mine, where they had to face a trial on a bridge, where they did battle with a set of flame skulls. Turns out, they would only be attacked by the flame skulls on the first half of the bridge, so if they actually just ignored them and moved on, then that would have been fine. But still, the party proved that they have definitely gotten stronger, showed off a few more spells, and then while resting, were explained that no worries, the flame skulls will return. So even if we destroyed them, they'll come back. While resting on the bridge, looking over the side, a deep sort of ominous glow could be seen at the bottom of a chasm, and the party was told that the Briganocks and this mine have what's called wish stones. When someone wishes for something, be it a big wish, small wish, good wish, bad wish, red fish, blue fish, the wish stone of that wish will be created here. And the Briganacs sort of take care of all of them. That ominous glow that the party could see was a bunch of evil wishes that mean to do harm to others or for bad things to happen. And the party is told that this is a very, like, dense, evil energy that is very sought after by certain individuals, such as witches and liches. When Clover sort of peered into that darkness, the vibes were rancid, and she very much so wanted to not be a part of that. Otherwise, though, Ego, in the midst of everyone talking, decided to hop on her broom and fly down there and procure a sort of evil, dark wish for herself, which she put promptly in her pocket. The party then went to meet the sort of head gem cutter of the Briganocs, who lives in a tiny little house on a horse. Very, very cute. The party had been mistaken, thinking that the wish stones could grant wishes, not necessarily that they were stones of wishes that had been wished for. But they did learn that there was some magical properties to the stones, such as being able to use the stone to scry on the person who wished for it. With that knowledge, Ego ended up asking to possibly see if there are any wish stones of a particular person from her past. But that was not the only deal that was made. Ego was going to make yet another deal to have revealed to the party a secret path all the way to Motherhorn, where Endolin is said to reside in this realm. But Clover, not wanting Ego to have to always be the one to give something up for a deal, decided that she would be the one to sort of be the holder of that promise. In exchange, the party offered two things. First, that they would settle the feud between the Briganocs and the Chorids. The Chorids seemingly working with Endolin, at least that's what the Briganocs say, providing her their hair for whatever purposes that she desires. And also that if they are going to go to Motherhorn, they will look for a Briganoc architect, their best architect, in fact, and return him home. With those deals being made, the party was allowed to rest here in Briganoc Mine, sort of recover their magic, their health before they set out once again. And it is during that long rest that we pick it back up.
Thank you for that. Ink and Kristy, you guys can have D6 Bardic Inspirations for your contributions to the stream. That was a solid recap, and we're going to get right back into it. Long rests. Everybody can take them. For those of you who are making deals, you spend the majority of that time carving your stones, because unless you specifically have proficiency with like some sort of masonry or like stone cutting, mining kit, this is a very new ability for you, and you probably have to like ask for a little bit of help from Obed, who can work. You notice it doesn't take long for the group of you to notice that like Obed has some kind of ability to just like move super fast when he's doing work, because once he gets started on the stone cutting, all of a sudden it goes from like a tink 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 to like he's just going and is like done with it very, very quick. So it's a little bit hard to learn from him. But you guys try your best. For those of you who are not making bargains, I believe there was a moral conundrum being had in the mind of one paladin. And I don't remember what Aurum was doing. Vibing, maybe? Hanging out with the pony?
Hanging with the pony.
I'm going to try to eat the tooth when nobody's looking.
You're going to try to eat this. Okay, roll a Constitution saving throw.
Where are my dice? Oh no, I have to roll with D&D Beyond.
Good luck!
Oh, you're dead.
It went from natural 20 to 2, so that's a 5.
Okay, yeah, you try to swallow this tooth again, but like you're it's not. Well, okay, so whether or not Aurum thinks it's an issue of it being possible or not is up to you. There's also the possibility that it's just like he's just not swallowing it right, or he's not swallowing it hard enough yet.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
That's what it is.
you pop it into your mouth, and you go to swallow, and like immediately it just starts like stabbing your tonsil, and so you kind of just like gag and like retch it back up. You don't fully vomit, but yeah, the dragon tooth. Now you have a sore throat. You might get strep throat now.
Oh man.
So.
Alright. I'm just gonna hang out.
Grab's trying so hard right now.
There's something that I could say, but I shouldn't say.
I know.
I'm fighting my demons right now.
I'm just gonna hang out.
Yeah, that's fair. Alrighty, yeah. Anything anybody wants to do in this time that you have, other than the aforementioned things?
No, I'm just because I'm carving my stone.
Yeah.
I would maybe, I mean, if we've got the time, do they have any other stone carvings like to read? Do they like is this like their version of like, you know, paper and books? Do they have stuff like that, or are they more of like an oral tradition and they don't really keep things like that?
Are you asking them if they have any?
I suppose. Yeah. You know what? Easier to ask than to look. I'll ask Ord, you know, while trying to catch him zooming around, just sort of be like, so, do you have,
What are you doing,
do you have any, do you have any writings that you keep here, possibly of, spells that you know? Do you use spells to like work the stone and stuff here?
Yes, we know some spells. All Brick and Ox know a few spells. We're just sort of able to do them. It's mostly not so much for shaping the stone as it is for safety or utility. We're all able to speak with animals if we wish for a little while. And you know what else? This little soul light that I have here, and he gestures to that tiny orb that is like following him, almost like a spotlight. It's for more than just illuminating my workspace. I can even use it to stick onto somebody who's bothering me or maybe invisible, and they can't hide from me. I can also sort of just meld into the stone if I need to for a few hours. Sometimes if there's a bullet or God's forbid a purple worm, you just need to go into the stone somewhere, or you can hide. I can also silence things like I did your friend, and you better watch his waggling tongue. He's like looking at Aurum.
This is when I'm like choking on the digger.
Do you think that any I forgot. I gave them the I'll give them the carrots. I just remembered. They wanted my big bag of carrots to be able to give to like the horse.
The carrots.
They can
The
have
music
those.
just got so intense.
I give them the carrots of destiny.
Was that-
we win. We win.
That was
D&D.
part of the deal, right?
Yeah, they
that
wanted.
was part of that was one of the deals, yeah. You say that you just know these spells. Do you know them as in they were taught to you when you were young and so you could pass them on to someone else, perhaps a practitioner of magic, or are you saying it's inherent to your blood?
Well, it's sort of inherent for all Briganox. You see, there are some scientists who have studied our unique abilities. You'll never find someone as wonderful and hardworking and diligent as a Briganock. But really, it comes down to something that almost everybody has, and that's the soul. Would you believe
that's
it?
a no on being able to teach it. Oh, I definitely believe it.
Well, he was going to say,
so-
would you believe it? This is actually my soul. And he gestures up at that light. Because we have our souls outside of our bodies, we're able to sort of do some things that most people can't because your souls are in your body. When it's outside of your body, you're not bound by the limitations of flesh.
Is that why you can move with such alacrity?
So the speed, we just sort of are able to manipulate time a little bit. It's not that hard to do. A lot of Fae can do that. But all Briganox are capable of manipulating time. We can just sort of make it pass a little bit. We can... Oh. It is both slowing down and a speeding up. We slow down the things around us so that we can speed ourselves up.
I feel like Clover and Ego have kind of we've sat in one part of this area that we're staying at. Ego's crisscross applesauce with the stone tablet on her lap, and she's been doing the carving. And I think that Clover would just see Ego gripping this carving tool so tightly that a little bit of blood has dripped onto the rock, hearing about all of these magical things that the Briganox can do, especially minor time magic. And she's just
It is very tiring, though. It's taxing on the body to do such things. We have to rest after, but we can usually get about an hour's worth of work done in a few seconds.
Can you teach that magic to me?
Well, you're not a Briganox, so no.
Are you sure?
Come very close. Closer. And this little Briganock gets right up into your eye, and you feel these two tiny hands pull open your eye. Your eyelid a little bit, and he looks, and you're just looking in this very wiry, hairy, mousy face. And Obid looks at you for a long time. Nope. You don't have the Briganox spark. But you know what? Maybe you can wish to come back as a Briganock in your next life. And then you'll be able to do it.
I think probably somewhere there was the tinking of a little wish being made to be able to know how to do that magic.
Oh.
Probably, yeah. And we can also do little tricks and sort of things. It's common for most Fae to be able to do something like this. And he makes a little illusionary chest, a little 5-foot cube. And you recognize immediately what he's doing. It's minor illusion, but you realize it's being projected from his little soul light. And then he would also tell you, also, a wonderful thing when you work in these mines, sometimes you might come upon explosive gases. And sometimes, if you're not careful, they get you. Luckily, we can stop people from dying. If somebody's still alive, but the life is leaving their body, we can kind of give them a little jolt. And it helps to get their heart back in rhythm.
And you can teach that spell?
Are you a Briganock?
Ugh.
You'd have to take well, I suppose anybody could cast it who has the ability, but without your soul outside of your body, it would be hard to teach you. All the Briganocks learn how to do this in school, in mining school, but it's because we all have a little soul light.
You learn in mining school how to separate your soul from your body?
Well, yes, it's very important to mining. It's important to jewel crafting. It's important to architecture. You need to be able to see where you're working.
Can that be taught to a non-Briganock? And before you say no, have you tried?
Manipulating your soul?
Yes.
Well, I don't know of anybody that's not a Briganock that could do it, but I've also never tried to teach anyone.
I mean, I'm quite sure I have one.
Probably.
That seems like it should really be the only requirement, right?
Well, maybe. But if you can't just sort of take it and pull the power out of it, and you see he, like, takes a little bit of, like, arcane power out of his soul light, and you can see it, like, arcing like lightning across his little gloved fingers. It's a little bit harder if you can't just sort of take it and manipulate it.
Well, I like to try. I'd like to try.
You know,
Maybe another time.
it's a shame you're not a Briganock. I could take you to Wish Come True, and you could learn from the best Briganock scholars, but outsiders are not allowed. That's our capital city. It's called Wish Come True. It's a lovely place, made entirely of wish stones. I think the best place for you to start would be to think about your soul and imagine it condensing in your body like a little ball. And then from there, just imagine it coming out. Is it my soul leaving my body? No, but tells me to imagine my soul leaving my body.
I think it's just ego. Ego's probably like, I feel like I was told a very similar thing when I learned poetry. It's like you gotta do it from the soul. You gotta put your soul out there.
Do you have any prunes?
Prunes?
Or prune juice?
No.
I'm hungry. I should eat some of those carrots. If you can't even listen, son, if you can't even project your soul out of your body, you're gonna be up shit creek without a paddle.
Well, I've never tried, so I don't think it's fair to say that I can't.
Oh,
yet.
I'm not saying that you can't, but you can't right now. It's not that you can't ever, it's just that you can't right now. If you think you can do it right now, by all means. I have plenty of time.
I try and condense my soul into a little ball and expel it out of my body, and I think
Roll
I
an Arcana check.
I'll try. Let's see.
Oh my god.
I get like a 28.
DC is 30.
It's a natural 1! I fart a little.
No, what happens, you're clenching like really, really hard, and you're trying, and you do fart a little bit, and it's like a little wet.
That's so awful.
Excuse me. I slide my stone off of my lap and I go, excuse me.
Buddy! Tried
The outhouse is that way.
I browned my skirt.
No.
The outhouse is only 3 inches tall. You might want to go down into the chasm.
See, I have to ask people who have actually worn skirts in real life what the fuck do you do if that happens?
If you shart? I mean, you need to get somewhere immediately, because if you're not wearing underwear, bye, you're done.
You're done for the day.
It's over. And if you were to shart while wearing underwear or shorts, you have time to get to the bathroom, but you can't sit down. You got to get to the bathroom right away.
Oh my god.
But then you can probably take it off.
Yeah,
and you
just
could probably
go
just go commando.
Yeah.
After.
All right.
It's not the end of the
Just gotta be
world.
Well,
careful with
Ego-
the big breeze.
Ego is mysteriously gone for the rest of our long rest, and I cast so much prestidigitation.
Oh, honey.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. It would have been a fart if
No,
you
that
had
was the
done a
funny-
low
no,
roll,
that
but
was the-
now...
No, and that one is the funniest way to shit
Oh my
myself.
god.
Yeah, you should.
Tried
You should.
so
It's like a
hard.
little bit. It's not like you don't fully
I
brown
know, I
trow,
know.
but it's a little bit there. Yeah,
That's okay. We have prestidigitation.
for a reason. Yeah, you know.
It's fine.
Yeah.
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 The shit dimension.
Moving on.
It takes all of it to the elemental plane of shit. Oh man,
That's what the wizards do in Harry Potter.
I know.
Wow.
It's so gross. But yeah, so unless there's anything else that anybody wants to do, speak now or forever hold your peace. The long
Anyone
rest.
else want to shit themselves? Anyone else want to
wanna
shit? with
shit
me?
their
Now's
pants?
the time.
I'll try to make
Everyone
it.
roll to shit your pants right now.
Did we all hear that
Alright,
little
I'll
conversation?
pass.
Probably not, because he's so small, right?
I mean, you definitely like you could probably hear Ego's side of it. But like Obed is clearly like old enough to know to speak slow to big people. So like you can understand him and he's not trying to like be quiet about it. Like he's actually kind of like happy to boast about the cool things Briganox can do because he's very proud of being a Briganox, and that's like blatantly obvious, like no insight check needed kind of thing. So if you think you were nearby choking on this tooth, like unless Ego thinks
That's right. I shit myself. You're joking.
you're choking. Unless you like, Ink, unless you think Ego was being quiet about it, then I feel like there's no reason that that Aurum wouldn't hear.
No, I don't think the ego ever feels any need to hide desire for magic power from her friends.
I want to try to make a little soul ball.
Okay, roll an Arcana check. What are you? What's
Get
your,
a
what do you-
natural one.
So
Get a
hold
natural
on,
one.
Hold on, time out.
Do
Before
it.
you do it, what is your what is Aurum's process for trying to make a soul ball?
Well,
What is
I listened to what they were talking about.
yeah.
I choked up the tooth, and then I saw that they were talking, and I'm nosy, so I was listening.
You're just like posing in the background listening.
Yeah. And then I'm like, okay, the way I think about that is probably like a meditative pose. So I like sit down crisscross on the ground and try to like clear my brain, and then I just focus really hard in developing my energy in front of me.
Okay. Yeah, roll an Arcana check.
What if you succeed, but you kill yourself because you let your soul out?
Oh.
He just focuses so hard he dies.
Well, I just rolled a nat 20, but it's -2. So
A
18.
dirty 18.
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of want to give you my d6. I
So,
think it
well-
would be so funny.
Well, so okay. So there are cases where like a nat 20 is not necessarily an auto success. And I will tell you right now, you are not able to project your soul out of your body. Like that you would need to pass. So for transparency, you would need to pass multiple checks, and the DC is going to get higher every time, and the DC is already very high to do that. So that's for anybody that wants to do that. That's the situation. However, I do think if a nat 1 is going to result in a shart, a nat 20, you should get a little something. So I think what happens, Aurum, you don't necessarily like. You don't like feel a ball of like soul coming out of you. Not that you would necessarily like know what that feels like, but you have this moment where the sensory experience of the space around you melts away, and you are very, very in tune with not just your body, but also like the inner workings of who you are as a person. And there is a moment where you are aware of the energy that is in your souls, like and just like in you, because you realize part of it is foreign. So you become aware of like this kind of like golden light that it's like almost like it mixed into your soul itself, which makes sense given how you've seen like some of your magic manifesting with like golden light and like moths and things. And so you become aware of that. But you also become aware of your soul itself, and you become aware of trying to figure out like how to word this right, because this is like a weird concept. I guess it's almost like a moment of like seeing your past lives, except that instead of seeing your past lives and like having that transcendental moment, you are aware of the generational like sequence that has led to you now today, and you become aware of like the parts of you that come from others, and you become aware specifically of like your father's like energy, because you know you kind of think back to when the question was asked of Saoirse of like how do Fae have babies, and it's like they can do it the good old biology birds and bees way, but for someone like her, especially an archfey, a child is not just a ball of cells. A child is a very intentional choice that requires at least two people. Sometimes it can be one, sometimes it can be multiple, taking a part of themselves and something that represents them and putting it into something new, and taking those ideals and those thoughts so purely like concentrated that it can become something new and become someone new. So you become aware of the fact that like that's not just something that applies to an archfey like Saoirse. Like in a way, you have this moment of like very deep connection with just like the energy of existence, and that there is no such thing as like new energy. It's always being recycled, and that's reflected in nature, that's reflected in new life and death, and that's also, you now realize, reflected in souls. And you can see that there is like a part of your mother that is there, and you can sense her very like practical, pragmatic, like warm energy. You can sense like the creativity and like boundless excitement for life that you know is very characteristic of your mother. And you can also feel that very wise and very stoic energy of your father, the energy of someone who somehow always knows the right thing to do and always chooses the right thing for everyone around him. Somebody with more experience than you could ever possibly imagine. Somebody who will always be the best hunter in your eyes, no matter how much experience you may gain in your lifetime. And there's something very old that you become aware of for the first time in the parts of you that come from your father. And there's a level of experience there that even gives you pause, because yes, he's always been the pinnacle of like a leader and a hunter in your mind, but no. Graph, no.
Oh no.
There is something in this moment that you realize is, oh God, that's so fucking funny, dude. Oh my God. I gotta click away. Oh my God. So give me a second. You become aware of this energy in your father's soul, and you always knew him as being like the best hunter, but like it's beyond even what you expected. It's like thinking a lake was the largest body of water and then realizing that the ocean exists. There is a level of knowledge and expertise in you that you have not even scratched the surface of, and your father gave that to you, because that's part of who you are too. And you know, you learned that from your father, but it was more than just learning from him as his child. Like his soul is a part of you too. And there's something there because of this nat 20. There's a little something there that, given your time here in the Feywild, you can now recognize is Fey magic, old Fey magic that is in his soul. And you would never have known that that was there, or a part of him otherwise, because he never talked about that. It was never something that you were aware of.
Does it feel like fine? Like, is his magic similar to like what my magic is, or is his magic like something completely next level?
It's it's not it's not really the same. It's a little bit different. Because it's honed. It's ultimately like I think a lot of Fey magic is very simple. Fey magic isn't trying to be anything other than what it is, and it can't be anything other than what it is. So in that sense, it is the same because it's still Fey in origin. But where yours is this like iceberg of untapped potential that you have just started to chip away at, his is a mountain that was like perfectly carved and crafted over a long, long time. And when you come face to face with this, you know, it's almost like the first time you ever saw your father really hunt something and like actually not hold back and realizing just how small and inexperienced you were. You see that mirrored here again in that your father had Fey magic too that you were never even aware of. And not only that, but he was very clearly a master of it. And it makes you wonder if the changes that have occurred in your body were able to happen and benefit you because you actually already had an inclination for Fey magic in you. You know, anime protagonist going out on his first adventure, meeting the Master Swordsman for the first time, and seeing him use 1% of his power.
Oh my
kind
god,
of thing.
it's my hero.
Yeah, so it's very humbling. You know, like it's it's strange. It's you know, not this isn't something you would have ever known about your father because he never would have even like mentioned. He never talked about ever being in the Feywild. It's not something that ever came up. He had knowledge just because he was like a learned, traveled man, but not anything that would indicate a level of experience with Fey magic that his soul now is betraying of him. Like, he very clearly had that. And, like, it's almost alien. But you can see that that is there, and you can see that you have the potential to tap into it, but there are conditions that have not been met yet in order for you to do so. You have to become stronger so you can be Hokage one day.
I have to eat that damn tooth.
Yeah, you don't know what the conditions are, but you gain the sense that there would be something beneficial to be gained from opening yourself up to that further and knowing how to utilize it. But, you know, in this like moment of peace, beyond those like realizations, whether they're confusing, harrowing, or inspiring is up to you. You also just kind of like become aware of like everything that has ever happened that has led up to this point of you being here. You are for a moment aware of all of it. Like, you're aware of your ancestors and like things that had happened to them as they lived on the plains. Like, you become aware of a time where there were no Leonin. There was nobody that looked like you, and like then you were aware of the moment where like they come into existence a long, long, long time ago, and somewhere not where you're from. And like you see like all of this time stretching out before you.
I think given Aurum's intelligence, I think this sudden inflow of information, although interesting, is also very scary.
Valid.
So I think after processing a lot of that information, I think he like tries to stop it. It's like, I don't want this right now. This is a lot.
Yeah, and that's
It's like,
really
I
hard
want
to
see my soul, bro.
Yeah, it's that's you know, how I don't know how well Aurum is necessarily at putting things into a box, but there is a certain point where you realize like you have information now that you cannot unlearn.
Right.
And it's a little haunting.
Yeah.
Like, not scaring you, but like it is always going to be there.
And this is at the end of the rest, right? So
It could be, yeah, it's gonna be like towards the latter half of it, because at this point, like at the point of Shart, Ego has basically finished their carving. So
Not at the point of shard.
at the point of Shart, you have like it's maybe like an hour or two left.
I think I'm just gonna go like lay down and stare at a wall.
Okay, so now we
I
are
don't think I
having.
could sleep. I think I just.
Okay. So there's a moral conundrum happening in one corner. There's a philosophical question about souls, and trying to ignore that, and just like the idea of it happening in another corner. Clover is diligently carving away at her stone. Ego brown trow and is cleaning up. And Saoirse is also carving a little stone. And with that, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, the long rest is done. You can take it on your sheet.
Hey.
Okay.
I rolled a 15 to not be poisoned for this new long rest. So I just don't have the poison condition, but I still have the
Yeah.
damage.
That's so funny. Fucking major liver damage. But yeah. Once you guys have finished carving the stones, you kind of like feel for a moment the heaviness and the weight of all of the stone around you, and then that feeling is gone but a moment later. And Obed will look at all of your stones. What did you guys carve? He said you could carve your name, or if you have like a sigil or symbol, you could carve that too, as long as it represents you.
I'm pretty sure I did a 4-leaf clover.
Yes, I kind of remember that. Yeah.
I think that Ego made a toadstool.
Cute. I love that. It's really cutie.
With a frog on it.
Hell yeah. Oh, excuse me. Eepy. And Obed will look over everybody's carvings and is like, yes. Well, it's certainly not Briganock work, but it gets the job done. And what do I... the secret tunnel.
Secret
You want-
tunnel.
You want to know where the secret tunnel is?
Yes, please.
That would be nice. We might not use it yet. We might go to the standing stones and see if we can speak with the, and this feud with the Corrids. But yes.
Well, while you're there, make sure to give them a good licking. They deserve a punishment for working with Creeping Lynn.
Do they not like being licked?
What? No, a licking, like a beating.
Oh.
My parents beat me all the time when I was a child, and I turned out just fine.
Oh no.
Oh no, Grandpa, you're being problematic.
I forgot that Grandpa says like randomly kind of problematic things. I forgot that he did that.
Oh. So sad.
Well, you can just go over there and tell their nonsense queen, if you want to even call her that they can shove it up theirs, and that their hair is ugly.
Wow.
And they'll get what's coming to them for working with the bitter end.
I must also say that is a really cool title.
Yeah, it's metal as fuck. Yes, well, so if you're looking for the tunnel, you see the back of my grotto here?
Mm-hmm.
All of that stone? Just walk right through it. Just walk right through it.
You said that we can't do that magic melding into stone, so I don't think that that's
You can.
possible.
You can't. Well, maybe you can, but It's not a real stone wall, but let's not tell anybody that. Remember, we have to keep it secret.
A secret tunnel.
Oh.
Keg, show them.
It's a
Come on.
Well, it is a secret tunnel through
And
the
then-
mountain.
Keg lets out a little snort and walks meanders over to the back of the tunnel wall, and you can see where this 8-foot high, 3-foot wide grotto seems to come to an end. Keg the pony begins to just pass through it, and you guys can become aware of the fact that it is an illusionary wall. You see?
How far of a walk is it from here?
I guess for someone like you, a few hours.
Okay.
You kind of have to go under everything to come up in her little theater of terror. Well, it's
Oh,
not so
boy.
little.
Understood.
It's actually quite large.
Okay.
I have something else
But
for
it'll
you.
bring us. Oh,
What were you
Okay.
going to ask?
I was just going to say, but it will bring us pretty much straight there. We don't need any other.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, to bring you inside.
Oh. Okay.
It leads
Perfect.
to some sort of storage room that doesn't get used a lot, but it will bring you inside.
Okay. Good. Sorry. What were you going to say though?
I have something for you. Not every day that we, as I said, get mortals down here. So I've had Ajax working to bring you a little something. And he has a little bell on his house that he rings, hanging from a little strap. And it's so tiny that you can barely hear the tinkling, but it echoes through, and after a few minutes, you can see that there's this another little Briganock that comes pushing a wheelbarrow, and he's running. He's like, "Hello! Leave! Wait! I'm coming!" And he has this little wheelbarrow that is filled with wish stones. Hi!
Hello.
Can I hear all of your voices, please?
Hello.
Hi.
Okay, just a second. And he picks up a wish stone and listens to it. Is let me see. There is he's holding a golden it's a rough hewn, sorry, oh my god, I'm getting ahead of myself here. They are just these kind of round-ish lumps of crystal that are rough. They have not been cut or shaped at all. But he takes one that is glowing with golden light, listens to it, and looks up to you, Ego, and hands it to you.
Thank you.
He picks up another one, listens to it. Oh! You know, this one's brand new! I actually just pulled this one out. Hands it to Ego.
Yeah, that tracks.
Oh, this one's really nice. Oh, it's yours! And he hands it to Clover.
Oh. Okay. Yeah.
Imagine he listens to one of them and just starts throwing up.
It's my tip creamy.
Oh no.
I don't think this person's here right now. This isn't any of yours. I don't think this person's here. And then he takes one more and listens to it. Oh, wow.
Not here, Saoirse, or not here, Dove?
Yes.
Yes.
This is
Yes,
a really good wish. This is a great wish. This is a new one, too. And he holds it up to Dawn.
Oh, thanks. I guess. We'll take it.
I don't know whose this extra one belongs to, but I'm gonna take it back.
Is it Dove's? Maybe?
I'm not really supposed to... I'm gonna turn around, and if somebody happens to put their ear on this wish and listens to it while I'm turned around and not looking, that I don't know.
Okay.
And he like turns and faces like the stone and is just like whistling.
I listen.
I headbutt with Clover.
Yeah, you guys both listen, and you hear Dove's voice as she wishes to put on an amazing show at the carnival.
Oh, baby girl.
She definitely did.
She did.
I'm stroking my shit. I'm stroking my shit. Sorry. But yeah, so it's definitely Dove's voice that you can recognize in there. Alrighty, well, I'm gonna take this one back and keep mining. But if you guys want those to be like shaped or anything, Open can probably help you with that.
Okay.
They're not ill wishes, so we can actually, cut them into like gemstones.
Good.
Oh, they're turned into gemstones. Like what kind of gemstones? Like all of them?
Well, no, they're more just like, as a gemstone, they aren't really like magical anymore necessarily. But they are really just like valuable and really pretty, and a lot of people like to put them into jewelry. Like once somebody kind of uses up the magic that's in one of them, they like look really, really great. You could like use them to make a paperweight, or you could use them to make a ball, or you could use them to make some earrings, or you could use them to make a necklace. Or something else.
Okay. What colors do they turn?
Well, they're just sort of like kind of clear, like kind of golden. They don't glow like this anymore. But if you see one that's like kind of yellow gold like this, that means it's a good wish. You don't want the purple ones.
Right.
We throw them down in the ravine.
Okay.
They're bad. Actually, kind of stinks up here. Do you guys smell that?
I forgot about that.
I tried. I had a little bit of an embarrassing moment, but I'll leave soon. So.
Good.
Sorry.
That's okay. I mean, we all get embarrassed. Sometimes if you're not careful when you're mining, you can open up a pocket of gas that stinks like rotten eggs. And it lights on fire.
Oh.
Oh.
Well.
It's really easy to die.
Yeah. That's scary. I don't like that.
I'll keep an eye out, or I guess a nose out for that when we go through the tunnels to the castle.
Bye. And Ajax leaves. It like toddles off with his wheelbarrow with the single wish stone belonging to Dove in it. And Obed will like look over them for you and say, "A few of these are quite good wish stones. If you would like to have them cut, I can do that for you. At the very least, if you have them, now people can't scry on you with them."
Oh. They can... Well, that answers that question.
Yeah. They could use them to look in on us from afar. That's probably a good thing that we should hold on to them then. It also means if we got separated, we could maybe try and find out where the others went. So, useful all around.
I can tell by looking at a few of them that they're quite good wishes. You see, that one, he points to Dawn's. That one, he points to Clover's. And that other one, the one that's a bit rounder in your hand, pointing to like the newer one that Ego got. Those are pretty good wishes. See, they glow a little bit more.
Huh.
I am interested in what the metric is for good.
What color are they? You said they're like a gold?
Yeah, they're all gold. Do you guys like listen to yours?
Yeah, I want to know which one it is.
Yeah, so Ego, your older wish was to see Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, and then your newer one was to be able to like learn time magic. That's the one that you like just made during the long rest. And the time magic one is the one that it actually, when you put them together, you can see it glows brighter than meeting Mr. Witch and Mr. Light. And then Clover, you listen and you hear yourself wishing to have a dream of your mom. And for Dawn, if you listen, you would hear the wish that you sent me last time, which is to always be able to protect the people that you care about.
Yeah.
That's a
Can't wait
good
for that
one.
wish to come back and bite me in the ass.
Yeah, so if you like are looking at like the brightness on a scale, Dawn's is noticeably brighter than everybody else's, but all of them have like a good healthy golden glow.
Awesome.
Now I wish to kill everyone.
No!
Oh,
Another one adds to the cavern.
Very purple, very bad.
Very purple!
Listen here, youngster. Whippersnapper. He's looking at you, Aurum.
What? Hi.
We didn't find a wish for you.
Yeah.
Why haven't you made a wish?
I don't know.
Hmm.
I just haven't, I guess. I
don't like when you talk.
Why?
Whoa! Grandpa!
Grandpa, you can't say that.
That's so harsh.
I don't like the way that you talk. I don't like the way that you walk. I don't like the women that you hang around with.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, I guess.
I mean, I personally would never take that, but you do you.
I think you should kill this guy now.
You have attitude. You have an attitude of somebody who thinks that they can do everything themselves. But you know what? I see through it. And I know that you lack confidence. I think you do. And I think that wishing can make you feel better.
Okay. I don't know why you're coming after me
He's
right
coming
now.
at you so hard right now.
Bro's like the opposite of a Disney movie. He's like, no, I'm gonna put in hard work. I'm gonna put in hard work and I'm gonna solve my problems myself. And they're like, no, just fucking wish for it, you dolt.
Listen, I just got done having an existential crisis.
Why are you doing everything so hard?
Well, you know what helps with existential crises? When you pack it all into a wish.
Yeah.
I don't know how to pack all of that into a wish.
You just wish for it. You just do it.
That's a lot to wish for.
Yeah, young people these days. With all your fighting and your talking and you don't know how to listen to your elders. You know, when I was young...
We didn't say all that. Okay.
Uh-oh, okay.
When I was
like
young,
collectively like,
I listened to my elders and I learned quite a lot. There's a
We all
reason
just
I'm
start
the best
moving
gem
towards the
cutter
exit.
here.
Right.
I'll think about it. I'll think about making a wish or something.
You shouldn't have to think about it. It just happens.
Well, then I don't know why you told me to do it, because it should just happen.
Ungrateful little cub.
I did not think you were gonna say little cub. I was about to be like, Grandpa!
Grandpa!
What are we
Grandpa, don't
doing?
use
What are we-
slurs. But yeah, so you guys have
Let's
a
go.
path that you can follow if you would like to take you directly to Motherhorn. You also know the way out. Molliver probably like left at some point during your long rest, but like would be there and they're just kind of like curious to like what you guys are doing.
Well, are we going straight there, or are we going to see about these horrids? And I mean, if they really are helping her, maybe it would be better to deal with that first.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because then, if they have people that are imprisoned, maybe.
I agree. And the faster we deal with any long-standing debts, the faster we can go on to do the things that we really came here for.
Yeah.
Always pay off your debts, except for in the specific case where your credit score goes up.
Oh no.
Right. I learned that one the hard way.
Don is like turns towards the camera. Remember, it's always good to have at least one debt that you can pay off. It looks better on your credit score.
It's like in the anime scene where they're about to do something reckless and they're like, remember kids, don't try this at home.
Yep.
Try to get a loan on a new wagon.
Do get a loan on a new wagon, yeah. Buy a new wagon. This episode is sponsored by Wagons R Us.
This episode is sponsored by GWC, General Wagon Commission.
Nice.
The Great Wizard Hyundai.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Yes.
The Great Wizard Hyundai and the renowned artificer Ford.
Oh my god.
Yep. All right. So it sounds like we're all in agreement that we should actually go back out the regular entrance, and I think the Corrids are supposedly at the Standing Stones, which is where we possibly were going to go anyway, so why don't we do that?
Yes. It will be exciting.
Hopefully. Maybe less tornadoes. Let's go.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll go back out the actual original entrance.
Okay. So, Molliver would offer, Molliver will tell you that, like, if you can deal with the Corrids, and you decide that you're, like, going after things in Motherhorn, they will come help you. But they need to make sure that the Briganox are safe. So not until that point that is a known thing will they be able to help.
Baller. Okay. Baller.
And then yeah, you and the whole posse probably like waited like in the forest outside just because like having a little scarecrow and a dandelion guy and a bee or a humming bumble and an owl bear is a lot to bring into a little cave. So they were waiting outside for you guys. You guys can meet back up. Could somebody roll me a d8?
Should I do it? Should I do it again? Lightning bolts? 6. Not 8.
Okay. Yeah. What's everyone's passive perception?
Not high.
10.
Okay.
16.
12. Yeah, it's pretty much Aurum and Saoirse.
You said Aurum is 16?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 11.
Okay.
It's very Shakespearean it's very Midsummer Night's Dream of Us that none of us, except for like everyone has either got kind of low wisdom or kind of low intelligence.
So base.
I didn't mean for that to sound so. There we go.
Oh, I thought we were gonna
like,
fight.
damn.
No. Not at all. So the group of you begins making your way
Make my way.
toward the henge. Oh, what is
I do
Not
like
sitting-
this track though.
not sitting stones? I just noticed that. That's so funny.
Yeah, you like that? I did
Yeah, I
that.
do like that. There's that. And these guys. Oh, Lord. Oh my. What's happening?
Wait, aren't we going to Motherhorn?
You're not going to the henge?
No, remember we were just saying we were gonna maybe try and deal with the Corrids first, right? So they're
Oh, are we?
at the Standing Stone.
They're at the
Well, that's
standing
what we all
stones.
said, right? We were
Yeah,
we were
the
like, we
henge.
think it's better to deal with the Corrids first because the Corrids are possibly helping her, right? And we all said, yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Oh, I thought we went to Motherhorn first.
No, you.
That's what my vote was. Sorry, my mistake. That's fine. We can go to the henge.
I apologize. Okay. Yeah, because I had suggested maybe since they might be helping her, might be better to deal with them. And then we got told by Molliver, well, if you do that, when you go to Mother Henge, I'll help you.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, so not Motherhorn right now. You're gonna go to Lockbury Henge, like the Standing Stones. So you guys make your way through the stunted little forest that grows around Briganock Mine, and you can feel the wind is just like battering you as you walk. And it's like stormy now, like the clouds above, like it's just like rolling gray. There's flashes of lightning. It's raining. It's not a pleasant time out here on these streets. And as you're walking on this very like stony, what's the word? Precarious terrain, Aurum, you notice something. You notice that there's shadows following the group. Like you can see the shadow of something like behind you guys. And you can see that one is like looking like it's like creeping up, and then another is like, and they're just sort of like shadows on the ground.
There's shadows behind us, by the way. I don't know if it's important or not.
You are like the best, worst hunter I've ever heard.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can we see them if they're pointed out?
Yeah, you can see that there are these two like shadows that kind of look goblin shaped, except they're like elongated, as if like light is being cast from an angle. So these like distorted goblin shadows are there. Like one is like making this threatening like claws in the air like gesture, and another is like trying to do like a shitty zombie walk with his arms out in front of it. And they're kind of just like slowly coming up to you guys, and then like one like they start to like get closer and closer until they're within about 30 feet of you, and they're just like,
Do they? So they seem hostile, or do they seem like trickery? I mean, they are punching, so I guess hostile.
they're not touching anybody.
They're doing the. I'm
They
not
are-
touching you.
They're coming up, and like one of them like shakes its fist, and another like tries to fake out with a slap, except it's just a
shit.
shadow on the ground. So it doesn't actually like, it's not actually, none of the shadows are touching you, but they are like, someone roll an insight check.
I'll try.
I'm about to say maybe.
Yeah, what?
They're stuck at the Damn.
Oh yeah, you got a nat 20. Rip.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, no, like they're just weird goblin shadows. One of them like gets behind a rock and then pops out and is like,
Yeah. Really? I think they're mad.
I mean, my inclination is to, at the very least, draw my sword and be like, enough of this. Leave us alone. We are on a very important journey. We don't have time for this.
Those two shadows
Be gone, black shadows of the night.
they get closer to you, and they keep getting closer and closer until they'll basically come within 5 feet of you, and they like begin like faking out at you. Ego, like
I'm waving my sword. I said, be gone, black shadows of the night. You have no power here.
They keep like faking you out and like being very.
Come on, guys! I said stop.
I'm
not touching
gonna light
you.
a torch.
Oh, you
I'll light a torch and throw it at him.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, so they definitely like are taken aback by that. But when they like become aware that it is like a torch, like they more just like creep around it and like are like, ugh.
Wow. Wow, the disrespect.
But like they give it like a wide berth, but they don't like run away from it.
Maybe we could have held that.
I go grab it. Let's go grab it.
I'm gonna use. No, I'm not gonna do that.
Could you at least check with Divine Sense if they are shadows in the undead sense?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, what can you pick up with your Divine Sense? What kinds of creatures?
I can
Maybe it doesn't do anything.
I can specifically pick up celestial fiends and undead.
Okay. These are not undead.
Yeah.
So they're probably Fae then.
Yeah,
probably
some sort of Fae.
They start like flipping you. So like one of them is like flipping the bird at you.
Yeah.
If I look back, do I see it like them, or is it literally just their shadows?
Like you're looking for goblins that are casting these shadows?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll a perception check or an investigation check, whichever you think is more appropriate for what Dawn is trying to do.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah, I'll do it.
If you look for
perception,
that.
but if you're going over there, investigation.
I'll go over there. Put my shield up and investigate. I ain't scared of no ghosts. 19 plus.
I ain't afraid of
you.
You go all around this whole little area, and you feel confident that you've been pretty thorough, checking all of the spots that somebody could be hiding out or like standing to like do this, and you realize that like it's like nighttime here. There isn't really that much light. There's no moon. And you're confident that there's like no physical flesh and body goblin around that is making these shadows.
Alright, yeah. So he'll come back over and he'll say, yeah, it's some sort of, I don't know, shadow fae or something. It's definitely not undead or a ghost or something like that.
The last
just ignore
thing
it
I
and
would
keep
say
walking?
we might be able to. The last thing I'd want to make sure is that whether these are creatures themselves or if perhaps they are illusions from someone unseen. Clover, could you tell me if maybe they're magical? If they're an illusion, you'd probably be able to tell. If they're a creature, maybe not.
Yeah, I'll activate my detect magic. Use my warlock racial thing.
If anything, I can just use something to scare them off.
So you turn on your kitty cat eyes, and the shadows definitely have like the general fae magic on them. You're not getting like a conjuration or an illusion magic off of them. It's more just like general fey magic. But there's a little bit of like there's something putrid. Like it's probably like something rotten that you at this point in the module have become familiar enough with to know that there is like curse magic. Not on these shadows directly, but it's like an after image of it.
Maybe a result of Endolin.
Yeah, maybe.
I just back up. I want to be farthest away from these things. I want to get away.
Oh, you know, maybe there's some of the shadows that Emma likes to take.
Yeah, you do know that the Selenelian twin that you are traveling with, which I believe is Gleam. Yes, it's Gleam, has no shadow.
Yeah, like yeah, maybe.
There's shadows that have been stolen by Endolin.
Yeah.
Awful.
Well, I can scare them off, or at least I can try to. If they're bothering us.
We could try just holding more of Aurum's torches. They probably won't get too close then, at least. Or you could try your thing. I don't know what your thing is.
I want to try my thing.
Yeah, what are you trying? What's your thing?
He's gonna keep walking and wait until they get within the 30 feet to heckle people again. And then as soon as they sort of enter within that range, he's going to use his channel divinity to turn the faithless.
Oh my god? Oh my god, those.
These poor guys.
Wisdom saving throw.
Oh my god.
I could insult them in Goblet. I could have insulted them in Goblet. I forget that I know that language.
Hey, no, don't do that. Haircut. Let's see. A wisdom save?
Yeah.
Stop, you poopy butt. You're stinky. You're a stinky boy. Okay.
This is the kind of whimsy that ego's like, ugh.
That's a 10.
Okay, then on a failure, the creature is turned for a minute or until it takes damage, and it must spend its turn trying to move as far away from me as it can and can't willingly move to a space within 30 feet of me and can't take reactions.
Oh my
Its action,
god.
it can only use the dash action to try to escape from an effect that prevents it from moving, or try to escape from an effect that prevents it from moving. If there's nowhere to move, it uses the dodge action. Basically, he waits until they come up, and then he sort of pulls his sword up, and he goes, "Fuck off!" And his sword gleams.
Hell yeah. It's the the begone thought.
Yeah.
Be gone.
Yeah.
God.
So you tell them to fuck off, and there is this bright flash of like a mix of green and gold light, and you can hear like all of this like beautiful cacophony of joyful music, and you can smell like fresh grass and dandelions and wildflowers, and this like burst of energy shoots out from you, and immediately like the shadows go from like scary, like hunched over, creepy to like no kind of like exaggerated like fear poses, and then they turn and begin to like I guess slide. They don't walk necessarily because they're shadows, but they begin to fuck off and will continue to do so and are just running.
Fuck off.
Yeah, he watches them go, and then he sort of just easy.
Thank you. Let's hurry before they come back.
Yeah.
Scamper.
Yeah, because I can only do that so many times a day. Not many times.
Let's see.
Noted.
Sorry, 1 second. I'm looking at something here. Feel free to RP for a moment, or just sit there.
I'm ordering noms. I'm here, but I'm distracted.
No,
with
you're good.
food.
Well, I think it's very likely that, Endelin's stealing shadows, so those are shadows that were stolen. Seems like it makes sense.
Yeah,
Haircut.
they're probably just there to heckle people and be generally annoying.
I
It
wonder if
worked.
I wonder if she just like lets all the shadows she captures like loose here, or if she holds any.
Sorry, hold on. Haircut's committing
no.
crimes.
Haircut.
If the DM wasn't busy right now, I'd say maybe we could ask Gleam if she has any kind of like innate sense of where her shadow is, but I imagine she wouldn't be looking for it for
Probably-
so long if she
Yeah,
did. So
probably not. Is my guess.
yeah.
But like, if like out of character, if her shadow is just out wandering around being menaces like these, like how are we gonna find it? It's just it could be anywhere.
Maybe locate creature, but specify her shadow separate from her.
I mean, they're technically
Would
creatures.
they be picked up? Yeah, they
I mean,
seem to
the
be, right?
dancings work, right? So that technically that should work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly.
Unless the allegedly it would. And typically shadows would be an undead creature, but Dawn specifically said these ones weren't.
Yeah.
So, and we
And-
know that separating the shadow, at least in this sense, doesn't mean that they're dead.
And they're still like influenced by fate, but it's definitely like cursed or something. Like it was definitely like fucked with. So I feel like it's a little bit outside the
Mhm.
rules of that.
It's kind of like how everything was turning swampy because in Hither, there's just a latent cursed energy to the Hourglass Coven, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What they're
Makes
doing
sense.
to the land.
Makes sense being hags. At least from what I know about them.
I've never gone so far as to curse somebody, just hex. But yes.
Yeah. But would you curse somebody?
Yes. That's what I was getting to.
But
A curse is just like a more powerful permanent hex anyway. I won't deny that there's I like cursing people.
I don't think I'm allowed to curse people. As per my contract.
Maybe if they're like really bad for the vibe.
I don't. Maybe? I think I'm supposed to just help them. Maybe if I curse them to be happier. Or to not be such a vibe killer.
That sounds like
You can
something
no
Sam
longer
would
kill
approve
vibes.
of. Yeah.
Oh my god. That's so funny. Okay. So. Boop boop ba doop boo boop boo. The group of you can continue on towards the henge. And you would notice that having the intention of going, you're planning on going there, seems to be enough to be able to get you there. One of the weird parts of this being a land associated more with the future as opposed to the present or the past is that if you're already intending to go to a place, that's kind of enough to beat the Fae rules. And you guys have every intention of going there and doing something, so that works.
Awesome.
So,
that's cool.
oh my god, my allergies are.
Love that.
I have to sneeze and it's not
Days.
Okay. Oh.
Bless you.
Thank
Oh
you.
my god, those sneezes.
Adorable sneezes. Yeah.
You guys are able to make your way through the little like mountains and jagged cliffs and creep your way up slowly towards the henge. As you begin making your way up this small like stone hill that will eventually lead you to where you know the henge to be, you can hear this like howling wind that just like cuts through all of you, that seems to just like pass over the general area.
Hmm.
But you can continue making your way.
I'm gonna
And then
activate
eventually-
my detect magic as we get closer, just to be
You
safe.
sure can.
No spells from me yet, but definitely
I cast
ready to cast
Fireball.
something.
Oh,
Cast Fireball on the party.
I
counterspell.
don't have that one yet. Counterspell, yeah.
I counterspell your counterspell at
Oh
ninth level.
no!
I counterspell your counterspell who's counterspelling her counterspell.
I counterspell your counterspell that's counterspelling her counterspell that's counterspelling my... I don't know.
That's
That's
level
counterspelling your
20
fire.
D&D, everybody.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Oh yeah. So, atop this boulder-strewn plateau stands a circle of 8 megaliths. In the center of this henge, a small checkered game board with little stone playing pieces rests on the ground near the dying embers of a campfire. And you can see that there are, like I said, 8 of these stones. Each of them is like roughly 20 feet tall. They're all made of different stone. Like, so one stone is white, one is more like gray, one has like little flecks in it, one is like kind of a chalky white color. But for Clover with the magic eyes on,
Yeah.
you can see that 2 of these stones, there is like a little bit of magic inside of them. You can see that there's some sort of like transmutation inside. The one of them that appears kind of like very like chalky, like powdery white stone. And then one of them is this sort of like lots of like thin, flaky layers of stone, sort of like a shale. But there's like a little bit of transmutation magic in 2 of them.
So there's 8, and 2 of them have slightly magical properties.
The stones themselves are not magical. There is something in like you're getting like it's not the whole 8-foot or 20-foot tall stone. It's like a 4-foot blob of transmutation in the stone.
Okay, I will point that out to Ego. Maybe Ego can make more sense of that.
Small part of it being transmuted. Can you, Clover, can you show me, like, where specifically on one of them?
Yeah, I'll point it out.
Is it, like, on the ground level? Is it, like, partly up, or?
Yeah, good question. Is it like a door?
Like on the
That's what I'm
megaliths?
wondering.
Like what's the shape of the magical like signature? Like could I see if it's like close to the ground?
Yeah,
Is it
like,
up high?
Where on it, or is it inside?
Yeah.
It's like inside, and it's like maybe like it starts kind of like near the ground and then goes up maybe like 3 to 4 feet.
Okay.
Starts at the ground and then goes up about 3 or 4 feet. Is that about how tall a core is?
Let's see. You know the
I saw
cores
the
are small.
statues of them.
Yeah, you know that they're like small creatures, so they're a little bit shorter than you are, Ego, and these blobs are a little bit shorter than you.
Okay. Let me look closely, maybe feel around, see if there's maybe some kind of doorway or something that the Chorids might use on these standing stones.
Okay.
Feeling around
Yeah.
where that magic is.
So you can roll an Arcana check if you're specifically like looking for something magical.
Yeah, sure. So 25.
Yeah. So looking at these stones, there's really nothing that you're seeing about them that would indicate to you that like there is a secret magic door, or there's no like arcane runes that are carved into the stone. They're just like megaliths. There is like an element of like carving and arrangement to them, but they are not themselves, like, you're not getting any kind of sense of like a magic doorway or anything like that.
If you all give me 10 minutes or so, I can try to cast Identify on it, learn a little bit more.
Yeah, I'll just keep an eye
Maybe
out
you
for like
could have a look.
movement.
I was gonna say, why don't the rest of you, because I'm gonna be planted here for a little bit. Why don't you all have a little walk around and see if there's anything else, and I'll start working on that.
I'll fly up.
I mean, the brigand guys, right? Were talking about how
The brigand ox, yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about how they can sort of walk into rocks and stuff. Maybe it's something similar. Like maybe there's something in there.
Could be like a doorway of sorts, but one that we can't access because they can meld through.
I wasn't talking about a door. Maybe they're just in the
Well, you
rocks.
said like, oh,
Like they're in the stone.
oh,
Yeah.
I see. Well, if that's the case, I don't really know what to do.
Just try to identify.
Wow.
Maybe
I'll
you're
know
right.
an Identify spell will tell me for sure.
Right.
Was their
But
board
until
game
then-
like? Does it look like it was in progress, or was it like all fell apart?
Yeah, so as you take a look at this game board, it definitely looks like some sort of game in progress. Like your tribe may not necessarily have been like chess players, but you guys still would have like little board games like that you would play. And it's definitely like, they're not all arranged in nice rows, like the pieces are all over. And actually, as you like get a little bit closer to that board and look at it, you can see that there are two sets of playing pieces. One is made of shale stone, and one is made of that powdery white like chalk. And you can you immediately recognize what they're carved into because they look like miniature versions of the statues that were placed outside of the mine. These are little tiny Chorids.
Oh.
There are these like little cloven hoofed creatures, and they have like these wild beards and hair.
What these?
Oh man, I'd really hate to mess up somebody's in progress game.
Can I fly above Aurum just to kind of like get a bird's eye view to see what he's doing and what everyone else around us is doing?
Yeah, definitely. Sorry, I'm like, my allergies are hitting right now. So, yeah, you're able to stay flying in Yon is a little bit hard to do because it is very windy and it is very stormy.
Oh.
So you can fly. Are you going to stay up in the air? Are you going to like land on a stone? Like, what are you? Are you moving? Are you staying in place? Like,
I'm trying to stay over Aurum. Not, like maybe like 5 feet above him.
Okay.
I'll land on his shoulders if I have to, but I would prefer to be like slightly taller than him.
Okay, just make like a general athletics check.
She lifts off the ground and immediately just gets
Oh,
swept
no!
away. You never see
Bye,
her again.
guys. Oh, okay, not that bad. Not that bad.
An 11?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You're definitely, like, there are times where you get blown, like, a couple feet away and you
Okay,
have to float back. And occasionally, like, you can feel when the wind is about to get really strong, and so you probably, like, land or, like, hop down onto Aurum's shoulders, but, yeah, you're able to, like, stay relatively in place.
I just grab
Aurum-
onto his bindle anytime I start to, like, drift.
Yeah, or make an insight check.
Oh, man. Oh. Insight. Oh, I have a +3. Wow. 22.
Okay, yeah. As you're looking at the pieces, like, on this board, you realize that the shale pieces, like, the shale team can beat the chalk team in, like, a single move. You have your Queen's Gambit moment here, where you're, like, seeing how the pieces could move, and you realize that, like, shale could beat chalk in one move.
I'm gonna do it.
You do it?
I'm moving it.
Okay. So,
You die. You're dead.
I'm dead.
You're done.
Whoa!
Let's see. Okay. All right. Sorry, there's like a lot of information. Yep. So you move and basically have like the queen on Shale's team, like checkmate or whatever. I don't know chess. But you do that.
Checkmate again.
And-
Checkmate.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, you do that move, and you immediately hear like boisterous laughing and cheering, and you turn and you see from the shale stone, Clover. I guess you would see this with like the magic eyes because you have them on. That little like transmutation blob like comes out, and bursting forth from the stone, you would see a Corrid. She has a big, generous beard and like whiskers coming off of her face. Her hair on one side is completely shorn, like very rough, irregular cuts. And then on the other, it's like long and in these very intricate, like braids within braids within braids, and all decorated with shale stone. And like the amount of shale jewelry that this Corrid, who herself looks like she's made from shale, like, you would think that it probably weighs, like, 100 pounds. This is the amount of jewelry that she has. Like, she has, like, a big crown on made out of shale, and it doesn't seem to be bothering her in the least, as she rolls out from this shale megalith, is, like, laughing and cheering and clapping, and says, "Right, I knew I was gonna beat you, Jagu!" And then out of the chalk stone, this, like, little, like, Corrid with like white chalky skin and like long like flat hair and a long straight beard like saunters out and is like and he like pops a bunch of pebbles into his mouth and just is like glaring at you, Aurum. All right, good job. I mean, I already had it, but that was great. Thank you for finishing that. I was almost gonna have to come out here and kick your ass if you'd messed up the game.
Oh, I mean, I was gonna mess up the game, but then I saw there was just like one move left, and like, I don't know how you got so far behind. I'm gonna say to the guy who's like mad eyeing me, like I don't know, but you were in a really bad place, so I don't know how you expected to win that without her just throwing it.
You know what, lad? I was long gaming her. All right. You just couldn't see it. And he like pops more pebbles into his mouth and is just like chewing at you.
Saw that I only had to move like one piece, right?
You just couldn't understand what I was trying to do. It's alright, Jagu, you don't have to be a sore loser. I mean, you're always a loser, but that's why you're not queen! For you, and she picks up this like big lump of rock off of the ground as if it's like a feather. And Aurum, like, again, this is like a rock that probably weighs like a good 50 pounds. And she picks it up and just begins to squeeze it in her hands, and it's just like crumbling into dust. And she crushes it, and boop, boop. When she's done, she opens her hands and you see this perfectly round blue stone that, as you, like, the light of your torch catches it, makes this like amazing reflection that looks like starlight. And she hands it to you. It's a star sapphire.
Aww.
It's worth 1,000 gold.
Holy shit.
Wow, neat.
She gives that to you, and I would say, "Well, lad, you helped me win. Least I can do is return the favor. Give you a special stone. Those are pretty valuable."
Yeah, thank you. It looks really nice.
Yeah, and you take the stone.
Yeah.
It begins to like glow very faintly.
Is it magical if I'm looking at it?
Yes, it is.
Oh.
And as you look at it, you feel this like aching longing. Because you can tell when you look at this that this stone has good luck. You are looking at something that you yourself do not have. It's not your missing thing, but it is similar to your missing thing.
That's what I was trying to give you.
Yeah, so mechanically, it's a stone of good luck that doesn't require attunement for a period of time. Technically, it's 24 hours, but we're probably just gonna do like 2 long rests, because how do you measure 24 hours in the Feywild? Why would you give me that Wizards of the Coast as a measurement of time in a place where the time never changes? I didn't write the module.
Well,
So, what the hell are you all doing here? If you don't mind me asking, what brings you to Lockbury Henge? You know, most of the others aren't here. And you're not cutting her hair. You don't work with her, do you?
No.
Who?
No, we don't.
Miss Endelin?
Oh.
Nah.
You
we're
say
gonna kill her.
you say her name, and this shale Korrid like picks up a massive boulder and just like hurls it, and it like careens through the sky and crashes on a mountain nearby.
Oh my lord.
Fuck that bitch.
Oh.
Yeah. We're here to kill her, so
Good. You need
no
help.
worries there. You know? Yes. Always looking for help.
Right.
But I think there was some other stuff that we wanted to talk to you about.
Well, what would there be
Hold
to
on.
talk about at this point? If you're going to go after bitchy bitter end, you'll need to help me get some of the other leaders together, but once that's done, I think everybody would be willing to help. There's just some problems happening, but we are on board. We will need to make a quick stop, take out a bit of a thorn in our side. Hopefully you haven't met those nasty little Briganox, but if we can just go deal with them, we'll take it right over
feels
there. We
like
can get
deja
you through the
vu.
stone. What?
Oh, nothing. This just feels like deja vu, that's all.
What do you mean? You've never met a Korrid like me, have you?
Why are you guys fighting?
Fighting the Briganox.
Yeah.
You see, they've been helping Bitterend build her contraptions. She's got all sorts of wicked little things going on. You know, she can see the future. She can see everyone's death with the devices that they've been helping her build. They made her horrible little flying contraption that she uses to come down here and steal our hair.
It really feels like you both have the wrong perception of each other.
Do you hear that?
has she been pitting them against each other?
Shh,
Yeah.
No, do you hear that?
Hear what?
Jagu. And the two of them like stop and look around. and like these two cords like begin grinding their teeth and like stamping their hooves, and you begin to hear like the faint sound of like little pickaxes tapping on stone carried to you on the wind. And this queenly figure picks up another boulder and just like hurls it in the direction of the mine and just screams, "Death to the Brickanox!" And there's like a peal of thunder that accompanies this display of anger.
Oh boy.
Wait a second. Hold on. No, hold on.
It's time to take the fight right to them.
No,
What do you say?
they're not doing it on purpose, just like you guys aren't getting your hair taken on purpose.
What do you mean they're not doing it on purpose? They started mining all hours. They never stop. They know it pisses us off.
Well, it's because they think that you're giving her your hair.
They think you're supplying
Willingly.
her willingly. They think
Do you
you're working with
realize
her.
what you've just said?
Yes.
We realize what we're implying, but that's the story they've been told.
Just like you think they're
See-
supplying her with things. They're not doing that. She's just taking them.
You see this, and she points to like her poorly like shorn side of her head, like where her hair is all rough cut. The
Yeah.
group of you,
Yeah.
respectfully, your hair looks like shite. So you might not know, but this is not how a cottage is supposed to look. And to give our hair is a mighty gift indeed. And this is not a gift that I gave willingly. That old hag came and stole it without my consent.
Right. Well, we gathered that now, but like what we're saying is they are mad at you guys because they think you're giving the hair on purpose, just like you're mad at them because you think they're making things for them when they're not doing it.
I should shave you bald for saying my hair is bad.
You know, it's a little hard to believe you when I have it on good authority from the Galador that those Brigganoks have a tunnel directly to her. Why else would they have that if they... Oh, nope, wrong accent. Why else would they have that if they weren't in cahoots with her? They hid it
Because-
with their Brigganok magic.
They're trying to kill her too, like us. So they actually are teaming up with us to kill her.
We're using the tunnel.
Yeah, we're using that tunnel to get in there.
So,
To kill her.
so you're allies with the Brigganoks.
And we're allies with you too.
Oh boy.
Don't you think it would be really useful for Endolin if the two most powerful groups in this realm were too busy fighting each other to attack her on a united front?
We'll roll a persuasion check with advantage, or
Hell yeah.
you and Aurum can roll separately if you would prefer.
My persuasion's a +6.
I'll give you advantage. Mine's a +4, so it's not bad, but you kind of like led the way in there.
Yeah.
so.
Double 16s for a 22.
I suppose you have a point.
Thank goodness. So you can stop fighting, right?
I didn't say that.
Oh,
Maybe a truce until Endolin's gone?
just like go back to fighting now. We're leaving.
Here's the thing: they're not gonna have out of character. They're not gonna have anything to like be mad at each other if she's gone, because then it eliminates anyway.
It would
Yes.
be really funny if they just found a different thing.
Yeah, for sure. They probably would.
Alright, here's the thing. I might have put us in a bit of a position with them. You see, we
Oh boy.
we formed these statues to try to scare them into leaving the mine. This isn't even they don't need to be here to do that. And yet they've started doing it all hours, and it's very disruptive. It's just such an unpleasant sound, and they don't need to be doing that, and they keep doing it. So, what I need you to understand is I can't just drop this feud. Even if they're not working with her, they're still doing something that's very disruptive to my people. And frankly, between that general annoyance and all of the trouble that Bitter End has caused us, we're not really in a position to parlay, if you will. All of the other leaders dealing with a load of shite all their own. It's just Jagu and I here now. You know, we haven't even been able to have a proper chorid dance since Bitter End showed up here.
It's really sad.
They had the same issue. They want to have a party, but they haven't been able to have a party since she showed up either.
Well, you know
Everyone
what?
just wants to party.
They threw lovely parties. I've done many a keg stand with Obuts where you drink a beer upside down while on their horse-named keg. They love doing that. But ever since Bitter End showed up, we can't have any parties because we thought they were helping her. And even if they're not, which you have a point, I'll give you that, they're still being disruptive. And I need all of the other leaders here to agree to a parlay before I can end our quarrel.
Okay, so what are the other leaders dealing with that's keeping them from being here?
Well, you are in the presence of Queen Argantel of Shale and Jagu of Chalk. And the gloomy, like, Chalk Korred, like, bows his head to you and is just, like, stroking his beard. So then we're the other names. There are a total of 8 Korred clans, Shale and Chalk, but we've also got Flint, Granite, Slate, Basalt, Obsidian, and Marble. And they're all sort of dealing with their own problems. Let's see. We'd have to deal with the Briganock threat itself, or at least ask them to stop mining. Budok of Flint was dealing with stone mites in his clan. Azel of Granite, well, Azel of Granite's fine, but he's kind of hard-headed. You'd need to persuade him. Why is that funny?
Never mind. I'm sorry.
How does he like to be persuaded? Like in a fight?
Yeah, sort of. For him, it's a matter of you know, strength, athletics, getting to see who's the most powerful. He can't best me, that's why I'm queen. But you know, he's.
I'll beat him in an arm wrestling.
I will.
I'm kind of strong.
Until he can, you know, be put in his place, which I'm not really in a position to do right now with everybody so worked up. I need to keep the peace or whatever. He needs somebody else to persuade him to come. Let's see. You could stop by the rest of the or not. No, that's a Slate, not Shale. Mizelda of the Slate clan lost something important to her. I think it was a family heirloom. Let's see. Yana of Basalt. I think there's a lot of missing young from her clan.
Oh my god.
Noel? I haven't seen Noel in quite some time. I'm not really sure what's going on with Noel. Haven't heard anything. And then Melo of Marble, really likes to make a statement against oppression. And, well, you might need to... You can't really stop those artsy-fartsy types when they're in their ways, so you might need to go and help fuel the creative... I don't know what they're doing over there, but it's always some kind of sculpting or art or painting or some sort of performance. They're very... like that, I suppose. Ugh. But you'd need to get... We would need the majority of them over here if we were going to decide to stop hating the Briganox and then parlay with them.
So we need five. We need 5 people.
If you could get 6, that'd be great. But Jagu's here. Jagu, you're gonna wait here for the parlay. He's like, I suppose.
Are you on our side or are you on their side?
Oh, Jagu's a pushover. Don't even worry about it. He's made of chalk. I could break him in two right now if I wanted.
Whoa.
And he, like, is just like...
Oh, buddy!
And, I'm here. And I'm the queen. So, if you were to get 3 or 4 more of the clans represented here, we could probably, do something, have a dance, go take down our statues near the mine, and talk to those old geezers, the little Briganocks, and just sort of... At the very least, we'll talk before we kill them.
I think at least waiting until we take out the bigger threat, the bigger problem, if they're willing to fight her too, it might be better to have them.
Yeah, fight the hag first, and then...
You're sure that they're not hiding and like schematics that they made for her and sort of like, you know, like planning out...
They, the hag stole one of their leaders, or is it a leader or organizer?
It was Golmo, their chief architect.
Their greatest
The architect. Yeah, she's holding him hostage. And they haven't
Probably
seen him.
forcing him to build things.
Yeah. We were supposed to go save him.
But once we save him and kill her, they're trying to throw a big party. And if you guys want to dance and they're throwing a big party, everybody could just party together.
Wait, who's killing her? Who's killing the hag?
Probably us.
Or yeah, probably
us.
They're gonna help.
Can we get in on that? I mean, Briganocks are, you know, they have all their lovely little tricks and their little time warping thing, but nothing helps in battle quite like having a Kored on your side.
I don't think we'd say no to help, right?
Yeah,
I'd love to cut off that witch's head myself.
Oh.
You know, she's been coming around with iron scissors and cutting my hair. I wonder if she's been using that to make... She's been giving it to their architect. And maybe their architect has been using that to make her contraptions against his will?
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like. How long has he been gone for? Does Clover remember how long he's been gone for?
A while.
A while? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think as long as you're okay with fighting alongside them, that's kind of what we're asking for, I think.
Assuming you're telling the truth.
Which we are.
And we have a direct way into her lair.
And assuming that you can get the rest of the clans on board with a parley. And
which we'll try.
Then I suppose we could all be persuaded into helping you.
Okay.
Good.
Easy enough.
Sounds like we have a little bit of a laundry list.
Can you write down where all the people are?
Yeah, so, let's see. Do you know Dwarvish?
Look at Ego.
No.
Do you know Gnomish writing? What about Terran?
I have a spell that can comprehend languages.
Halfling?
So could you understand Undercommon?
Yes!
And I mean, what...
Yes, a lady gave that to me with her tongue.
Oh my gosh.
It did happen.
I think that statement that you just said to me might be the first time anyone's ever said that in existence. Like, I think that's an original thought. Okay.
Put it in my mouth.
Alright, a moment. And, she will take a piece of shale and, is able to basically just, like rub her hand on it, and emerging like underneath that on the stone as if it was like sand, like pouring off, are a variety of carvings with all of the names about all of the other like clans.
Cool.
Let me get them. I will send them after this. I'm like feeling kind of sneezy, and I have to like hide some of the things on this list.
Oh, I can also
I will send
comprehend
it after.
languages. So if needed.
Let me put this in here. My lord. It just... Oh my god.
Oh my god!
Okay. Okay. It just like copied the entire... Okay. I'm gonna do that later. I'll send you the list of horrid names in a bit. But would you mind telling the Briganox to just maybe like take a break from the mining? They never used to do this all day. They used to mine some of the day and then sleep and then throw a party and then they'd mine again, but it's just like all hours. It's exhausting. You can't sleep with this racket. Do you hear it in the stone? I mean, it's a racket. Listen.
Do we hear it?
We hear it a little bit.
Well, like, you heard it, like, a wave of it come on the wind,
Oh,
sort
okay.
of. But, like, by default, roll a perception check to see if you can just, like, hear it through the stone.
Natural 1. I don't hear anything.
A bug flies into your ear.
Ah,
7.
You hear the wind. Clover, you also hear the wind. You don't hear any of the, like, mining stuff.
3.
None of us hear it.
This is
You
funny.
also hear the wind.
We could talk to him, right? We could just...
We can.
Yeah, we can.
It would be greatly appreciated on behalf of the Shale clan and also the Chop clan if you could just tell them to stop sometimes so we can get some sleep.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
All right.
I think we can do it.
So you want to shake on it? We'll help you out, and we'll stop our feud with the Briganox if you can convince them to stop mining all hours of the day and help us get the rest of the clans here.
Yeah.
I'll shake on it. I mean, stopping feuds is what I'm all about.
Yeah, you can shake on it if you want. I'm down to shake on it too.
I was gonna say, yeah, this is definitely a deal for one of you two.
Alrighty then. So if both of you hold out your hands to shake, these like 2 thick tendrils of like stone hair come out from her as she's standing there, and she actually shakes both of your hands with her hair.
Wow.
And it's like, when you feel it, it's like you're holding like a big, thick, heavy rock, and yet it's able to move as if it's like a living thing. Alright. We have an agreement. And then you know what? Afterward, once we've killed the Wicked Witch, we'll have a party. And I expect to see all of your dance moves. Nobody can out...
dancer.
You've never seen a Corrid dance then. Corrids are incredible dancers. In fact, even more than shaping stone, dancing is what we're best at.
Hmm.
And she does like a little tap dance with her hooves, and she's very nimble.
Hopefully we can all party together.
Exactly. Well, I hope the group of you are enjoying your time here. You know, if you can figure out what's happened to good old Zybilna, and maybe she can help you fix all this, it's actually quite a lovely place. The goats love to sing songs. It's great to listen to while they're climbing up and down the mountains. There's a lot of wind, but there's a lot of rocks. It's great.
Yeah.
You should come back when things are different. You should, if you can come back before Endelyn showed up, I think you'd really like it here. Lot of stone, lot of great, so many different kinds. There's layers of it. There's some spots where you can find weird little bones in the stone. It's great.
Hopefully, we can get it all back. Yes.
I like turning them to stone, so that it's stone bones instead of stone.
I've never done that.
Oh, Ego's like, so just stone?
Well, no, because it's other stone that was bone inside of stone.
Yeah. Yes. Right. Well, it does sound great. Like there was a lot of rocks.
What if
and stone?
We can get them to give us wish stones from these leaders so that we can look at them.
Are you asking? Oh, go ahead.
I mean, if they've made a wish, because I know at least one of them, their whereabouts are like unknown.
Right.
So if we can scry on them, we can figure out where they are.
Right.
But I don't know if
they've heard
made
their
a wish.
voice.
I'm sure they've made at least one wish.
The only thing is the spell that you would use on the wish stone, scrying, is
You could figure it out.
I mean, I can. I don't know if I can figure it out as quickly as you probably want me to. Yeah. If we could find someone else that could scry, like I bet the Watcher could scry. But we'd have to go all the way back to Hither, and the Watcher is really depressed.
That is true. The Watcher is super depressed.
Maybe there's someone in the inn that can scry?
Maybe you could use me.
Huh?
Huh?
So I looked at my soul when you were trying to pull your soul out, and apparently I came to the realization that my soul also has old magic in it. So maybe you could use my old magic to help you.
Use you to scry.
Yeah.
Hell, I'll try. I've never had someone willing to let me experiment on them with magic, so that sounds very exciting.
Yeah, why not? I need you to get stronger, and the best way for you to get stronger is through experimentation.
I'll try. I'll give it a real good try. I'll try and scry through you.
All right.
Is this something that you're
Ink
attempting
is
right now?
laughing, but Ego's no, because we need to get wish stones, but it's in the back pocket for sure.
Roll history checks. Anybody, everybody.
Yeah, okay.
Anybody, everybody.
I'll add my D6 to that to make it real good. Hell yeah, 21.
31.
All right, history. 14.
So Ego, you would remember in talking to the Briganox that wish stones are made by mortals making wishes.
Oh yeah.
And Kored are fae.
Right.
There is a line that can be blurred with, like, for example, elves that live in the Feywild. Technically, they are mortal. They are not, like, fae, but they are. So, like, their wishes count. Which is why you think that your mentor likely, from your memory, this
Right.
person was like maybe like an elven individual. Like you vaguely remember that, so you think this person likely has a wish. But for Koreds, they are fae.
Koreds
Right.
won't make
Right.
wish stones.
Yeah, not that you're
so
aware of.
this won't work. This line of we have to find them on our own.
Womp womp.
That's okay. I still will have someone to scry on through you if you work as a scrying font.
I don't know what I can do. Apparently, I got a lot more magic potential than I realized I had. It was really overwhelming. That's why I haven't been talking, because I've been processing everything that I went through.
You could have talked to me about it. I've been raised in old magic. I probably could have helped you.
Well, I sat down and I was breathing and I was trying to push out my soul or whatever. And then I saw like all my ancestors and myself and my soul and the breakdown of my soul, which was really complicated and hurts my brain to think about.
You forced a vision of your own soul and your place in the universe by thinking really hard.
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
Why can't I do that?
I don't know. I don't know why or how, but I did. And apparently
Because,
I have my dad. I'm like a little iceberg, and my dad is like an ocean.
Glacier, yeah.
He's huge. Like with magic.
We'll talk later. Cause
That's a lot.
not to say that you weren't interesting before, but that's very interesting. What Korrid leader do we want to go after first? Maybe the one that just needs to be persuaded with like a feat of strength?
So
Yeah,
yeah,
Sounds
there's
straightforward.
there's one whose clan is dealing with a mite infestation. There's one that wants like a show of strength. There's one that's looking for a family heirloom. There is one that's looking for the young of its clan. It's the young Koreds have gone missing. There's one that nobody has heard from, and then there is one that is you would basically just described as being artsy fartsy and needing to be approached in that way.
Why don't we talk to the artsy fartsy one? I like arts and crafts.
We could do that too. We could do the arts and the
you're
strength
going
first.
to Malo. Okay. Do you know what marble stone looks like?
Marble?
Well, yeah, you know, I mean, a lot of mortals can't really tell. I mean, can you tell the difference between shale and slate?
That was a little bit harder.
The one that you came out of points is shale.
Yes, correct.
So slate is... I point at one of them.
Okay, roll a nature check.
Sure. I'm not bad. I have a +5. I rolled a 10, so 15.
Okay, yeah, you are able to successfully point out the one that is slate from the one that is shale. Alright, now which one's basalt?
It's like the dark one, right? I remember basalt being dark.
Well,
That
everyone can roll a nature check if you want to try to identify one of the stones.
19.
Yeah, I'll try.
16.
20.
Yeah.
Why do we all know what
Nice,
rocks
yeah.
are?
We're all like, rock, rock, rock.
Yeah, so this one's really easy for all of you guys. Like Aurum, you guys probably have there's probably an area with basalt cliffs. I don't know if I'm saying that right. If I'm not, I'm sorry.
I think it's interchangeable. I think it's basalt or basalt.
Yeah, but so all of you know what basalt looks like, and it forms like a lot of little those little pillars and kind of you know those stones that look like they're very geometric, stacked.
Yeah.
The columns. You guys are able to point out which one that is. And honestly, with those checks, I think you guys are pretty. You're able to you kind of know which ones are which, for the most part in the circle. I mean, obsidian's a really easy one. Granite again, you guys are well enough able to tell them apart.
Yeah, we
think.
play Minecraft. We know our rock.
Yeah.
Doing home renovations.
All right. Sorry for doubting you. Clearly, you know your way around a rock, and I commend you for it. You just, this might seem hard to understand for someone who doesn't live in stone, but we typically house our clans wherever our stone is found. So, it's not always in the same place, but if you were to find, say, shale somewhere within the mountains, there's a good chance you're going to find my clan. Same with chalk, marble, all of them. You just sort of have to find that stone. Soon enough, you'll find the clan.
Noted.
Okay.
And we just send them back here.
Ooh, well, you need to help them all first. They're not going to come here. They're, like I said, most of them are a bit more hard-headed than me.
Right, but once we help them, we send them here.
Yes. Oh my god, I'm having an allergy attack right now. Sorry. Yeah, so if you take that stone that I gave you, show them that, they'll know it's from me, that you're, not Briganock interlopers, and they should be willing to help.
Okay.
Awesome. We can
Easy.
we can do it.
Should we go talk to the Briganocks first?
Maybe if we could tell them to pause on their mining while we're dealing with the Corrids, we could quickly run back and say that.
Oh man, I hate going back and forth between place to place to be a messenger.
Well, maybe we could just send one of our tag-alongs? Maybe Gleam or...
I think you're basically your party of guides plus Gleam will offer to go do that for you if you want.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
And then they'll tell you that they'll basically just they can wait in the mine, they can wait for you at Lockberry Henge. The mine is probably a little bit safer in the sense that it's sheltered. So, they'll wait for you there if you want them to.
Yeah, because we're going to be going all around. Best to have you have them stay somewhere safe. Probably there in the mine, because that seems like where we're going to base our attack on the castle. By going through the path. So.
Amador and Pollinella are going to come with you. I think it's going to be Gleam. Sorry, I'm literally having an allergy attack right now. Gleam,
you need a minute?
Clapperclaw. We're going to wrap up in a second here, so it's all good. Gleam, Clapperclaw, and Squirt and Juniper will go talk to the Briganocks, and then Amador and Pollinella are going to come with you because Amador has told you he's familiar with this area, and that he also wants to make sure that Saoirse is safe because he has vowed to protect her. And since he can't go and fulfill Gleam's needs of finding her twin, in the meantime, he can fulfill his oath of like making sure that Saoirse is safe. So, and like hopefully helping her on her mission. So he will come with you guys. And obviously Polynella, because they're in love.
They're in love and inseparable.
They are inseparable. But yeah, so you
And very edible.
Wow.
it takes both of them and eats them at the same time.
How they'd want to go.
Exactly. But yeah, so you guys have been given quite a task by the Corrids. If you decide that you want to do it, you can also just not. But yeah,
I don't know. I like the idea of building a little army to go to Endolin.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
it
feels good
is
for,
like having
the-
a bunch of little dudes that are just gonna like fuck shit up for you. Like,
yeah.
Little guy.
and I mean, like, this whole area is made out of stone, and you'd be allying yourselves with people that can swim through stone, and then people that can mine through stone at rapid speeds. So
Yeah.
it would be helpful. You don't need them though. Alrighty. So, as you guys are, about to set off from Lockbury Henge, that's where we're gonna wrap for the evening, because I'm very congested. And
GG's.
sneezy. Good game, everyone.
All right.
It's filled.
But yeah, so thank you to Little Dragon Court and Carver Castle Games. Thank you, as always, to my players for joining me on this lovely, crazy Fae journey. Thank you to those of you who are watching now and in the future. We love having you here. Check us out on YouTube. Join our Discord. Thanks, Ironscape, and thanks, SuncraftBot. Am I missing anything?
We love ya.
We love you. And
Thank you, Vic.
Iris, I hope the dog threw up the raisins. If you're still watching, we miss you, and we look forward to having you hopefully next week. But yeah, let's see. The next time you're trying to project your soul out of your body, and you're about to either go on a philosophical journey or shit your pants, don't forget to add your proficiency bonus.
Hell yeah.
We'll see you
Oh
next
my god.
time.
Love you. Bye.
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 Bye.